I'm going to try and lose the politics today, if you would please. So I'm going to straight back if you come at me too hard with that. Just a couple of things so you can get it in early. One, I read an article saying I've been made aware of certain players not playing, etc. That's not true. Nobody's approached me. I've not had any dialogue regarding that. That's utter bull. And second, RFL are coming in. That was at the request of the players. They've not come in like on a white horse or anything. It's been at the request of the players, just for some clarity and some good chat, and they've been kindly doing that. So that's all good. That's not the gravitas that it was made out to be. So them's your two bits of politics, and then I'm done for politics. So rugby, please.
Okay, we'll start with a win against Casford on Sunday. Most pleasing part of the win, Liam?
Yeah, absolutely. It was, most pleasing part of the win was listening to the fans enjoying themselves and the noise that they made. I thought they were fantastic. But just from a playing perspective, then, I thought our front row were immense. There were too many good parts, to be honest. It was good to just be in a battle and actually, look like a Super League team, something somewhat of consistency. So I guess the best bit's the 2 points and the win.
Yeah, 2 tries just before half time, and only having 1 sub in the second half showed how much character your team has.
Yeah, never in doubt in terms of character. So yeah, absolutely. And I guess it's most rugby teams have it, don't they? And you really get tested in this game, and it does find out who you want to go to war with, so to speak. So yeah, it was a good test, and they passed.
Yeah, Oliver Russell managed the game in the second half to victory. Impressive performance from him.
Yeah, I thought he controlled the game really well. Again, he's been out for a long time, so for him, he's still building his game back, and we'll work with Ollie and try and help him, get to where he needs to be, and hopefully he enjoyed himself, and and he continues to do so. So as I said before, when we brought him in, he's undoubtedly a good player, and he's been a great addition for us.
Yeah, we were struck by injuries though, with Jaden de Karima, Ethan Masters and Logan Lewis going off. Any update on them? Or any other injuries?
Well, no. Logan's obviously HIA, so he can't play on Friday. And the other 2 boys, they'll more than likely, definitely be long-term. Jaden's got a fractured arm, and Easton's got damage to his shoulder there. So we're just awaiting the appointment of the specialist to talk through the results of the scan. But that's long-term. We're not going to see Easton for a while.
Yeah, Declan Murphy impressed on his debut. Can you tell us a bit about him?
Yeah, it was great. Obviously only a young lad, so very inexperienced in rugby league, but he's got some raw attributes, hasn't he? And so it was there for all to see. He's one of them players that it's a little bit exciting, isn't it, when fast players get the ball and come back with a lot of bravery. So yeah, it was a really nice tidy debut for him.
Yeah, Leeds on Friday, going to be tough. Why is Leeds such a tough place to go?
Well, Leeds this year is incredibly tough because they've. I think Brad's done a fantastic job with them, and in my opinion, I said it after the Cas game. I think when Leeds are on, they're as good as anything in Super League. And if I was a betting man, I'd be having 10p on Leeds, having a crack at the grand final. I think they're a great team. They've got great balance and team of athletes as well. So I think the addition of Callum in particular, whilst was a big loss to us, has obviously been a big game for Leeds, and I think he's certainly added some stardust to an already very good team.
Brilliant, Paul. Good luck Friday.
Thanks, mate.
Just on Ollie Russell, I know it's a short-term loan, and Wakefield have got their own situation with Jake Truman. Are you hopeful you could maybe get it extended beyond that, or is it something you'll have to decide after this week?
No, I think with all our loan players that we've entered into each agreement hopeful of long-term, long-term solutions there, but. As often the case, and that's what loans are for, I guess. Players find form, and all the teams get injuries, and they've absolutely got the right to bring them players back. So Wakefield were fantastic in reaching out and giving us a helping hand with Ollie, and but obviously we would like it to continue as long as we can.
I saw Tom Whitehead's in the 21 as well. That was a month to month, wasn't it? Is there a chance of that one going beyond the original month as well?
Yeah, I think there was always, whilst on paper it's month to month, I think the understanding was, unless he was being utilised with Warrington, then the relationship was good, and it would continue week to week type of thing. So that's why he's in the squad.
What are the differences you've seen in Leeds this year? I know Brad's obviously had a pre-season to get into them. He's said that fitter and stronger and stuff like that. What have you seen in them that's been a big sea change?
Probably they're very patient, very persistent, and it's the 3 Ps, I guess, and pressure. I think their ability to build pressure through the aforementioned words, build pressure and deal with pressure as well defensively so they're a much more resilient team, and tougher. And when I mean tougher, I don't just mean physically. I mean tougher in terms of being disciplined with the ball, and not quite as now or never type attitude that they perhaps showed previously. So I think they've been fantastic this year, and I think, well, I know they've been a pleasure to watch at times. Some of like I said before, they're very patient, but when the dam breaks, they've got the ability and athletes to really damage opposition. And I've seen that quite a few times from Leeds. Like I said before, they've I think they're the real deal.
Just on Callum, obviously I'm sure you won't be surprised by how well he's gone. People are talking about him playing so well that he could be in the mix for the England squad later this year. I mean, how impressed have you been? I imagine through gritted teeth, given how difficult it was for you to lose him.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's not through gritted. It's not really through gritted teeth, really. I mean, we unfortunately lost Callum due to this situation here, but he was always a champion player here and a good leader, and he's just transferred that over to Leeds now. Playing within a team that's on the front foot more often than not. So he's just carried on, and he's timeless, isn't he? He's just keeps getting better and better. But he's like he's the measure of a good player is consistency, and he certainly is that. And I think he's consistent off the field, and that translates to what he does on the field, which he's a good role model for any youngster coming through.
Cheers, Paul. That politics this week.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you, Harry. Sorry, guys. I thought you were right.
I am, mate.
I know you touched on it with Rob there about obviously that win at the weekend, but just what did it feel like to celebrate with the fans?
Yeah, it was good. It was as I said, my feeling was that everybody really from top to bottom, and I've said before that the club's connected in that respect. I felt that they deserved that game. They deserved a good day, and there's not been a lot of them, and there might not be a lot more, but they deserved a good day, and they got one. It was good.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? It was nice to have some smiles on the faces. You've already touched on what impressed you most, but just kind of there's some real leaders there, isn't there? In that squad that you've got. I mean, Chris Hill, for example, obviously, what is he, 37 years old, and still putting in that fight and dragging others along with him. I
thought the whole front row was fantastic, to be honest. Joe Mellor coming back from injury, doing 80 minutes, but quality, and Jack and Chris. They've been doing it all year, so I thought they were brilliant. But yeah, the front row led from the front, so to speak. But there were a lot of good soldiers behind them, just in support and picking up scraps, and some moments of brilliance there from Easton Masters in particular, and little moments from everybody. I think everybody contributed, and it was a good team win.
Do you think that sort of attitude kind of inspires others? Sort of, that kind of, the attitude shown by those players. Oh
yeah, 100%. It's contagious. That sport, and certainly in rugby league, if someone does something sacrificial act, then we make a big point of that at the club, and we recognise that in review, and it's really, you know, the things to be proud of. And yeah, it's contagious, because you know you want to be that person who's watching review and being spoken about as having good character, and you know, putting your body on the line for the greater good. So yeah, we had plenty of people put their hand up for that award this week.
And I mean, it shows what you can do, doesn't it, as well, on the pitch?
Yeah, it shows that you know, with enough time and consistency within our group, then we can build into something and get into a position where we can compete. You know, and then, you know, there's a month left or so. If the possibility came to add to the squad, then you know, you can start to look up a little bit. But yeah, you know, the curse got us and the injuries strike again. So another fix up and reshuffle this week.
Yeah, I mean, that's just so unfortunate, isn't it? With everything else sort of going on, the fact that you know Jaded and Ethan and picking up those injuries, and yeah, such kind of key players for you as well.
Yeah, but that's sport, isn't it? So it's that's one of the challenges. It's unfortunate, but you know, go on, kick the dog and get on with it. So we've learned this year not to dwell on much stuff. So yeah, we'll you know, one bloke's loss is another bloke's opportunity. So you know, we'll get round the players that are injured, and they'll play a big part, whether they're on the pitch or off it, with the group, and you know, we'll support whoever takes their place.
Okay, that will do me. Thank you, mate.
Cheers.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Hi, Paul.
Hi, Martin.
I was going to ask you about Keir Starmer, but I better not ask you about politics, had I? Quick one, mate. After a win like that, do you sense a different feeling in the squad as they come to training following a victory? And does that sort of, you know, does it make the lead up to the next game a lot better for you as a coach?
I would say normally it would, but it's been a short turnaround. Obviously, after the game, you know, you're 48 hours without really doing any activity. So other than a bit of rehab and, you know, a bit of a swim maybe, but so we've only had today as our main session. So it's just the one session, but. And there's a bit of a fix-up going on with the bodies and stuff. So, yeah, like I said, normally you would bounce into training that week and have a good prep. I think this week has been a bit challenging for other reasons. So, yeah, it's probably doesn't apply this week, but I think normally it would.
Yeah, and given, you know, your position obviously in the league table, you're 2 points behind Huddersfield now and 4 behind Cass. Are you making plans on you've got 9 games left? Are you planning ahead and looking at the games that you might win to get off the bottom of the table, or do you just plan on a week by week basis at the moment, especially given some of the uncertainty that surrounds everything?
Yeah, week by week, or Rob will know this, day by day, absolutely, never changed. That's been the case, you know, because it changes too quick at the minute.
Right, I see. And Leeds, obviously, as you've said, you've talked Leeds up quite a lot in this press conference so far. Hopefully some of their players might be listening to it and thinking it's going to be an easy win for them. But, you know, how seriously do you think you can challenge them?
Well, I'm always super confident. So, you know, we prepare really well. We plan to go and challenge Leeds, obviously, and perform is the most important thing, to get a performance and get the best out of our players. And then the rest, you know, what Leeds bring to the table and you know, whatever else happens, you know, we can't control in that respect. So our focus will be on our performance and the players that play in a Salford shirt. So and if we get the best out of our players, then we've done our job. So it's as simple as that. But ultimately, it's 13v13, and as we saw at the weekend, you know, if you it depends what your top trump cards scores are going off. If you're going off cost and value, we should have been nowhere near Castleford. So, but you know, sometimes you just have to pick the right number, don't you?
Absolutely. You declared your squad and obviously explained the absentees due to injury, not other factors. Are you still ongoing, though, in terms of discussions with other clubs about potential loan players that you might utilise, for forthcoming games?
Yeah, I mean, we're looking all the time, but I think everybody's struggling with the injuries. You're seeing a lot of players that are stretched themselves, and the luxury of clubs is they like to have 26 fit bodies, so they at least do 13v13 in training. So there's not many forthcoming with wanting to give us a helping hand. That I don't mean that in a nasty way. I just mean they just rightly so look after themselves and make sure they've got their own house in order. We're not their concern, and nor should we be. So we'll look and continue to look. That's a fluid situation. I would suggest every club's the same in that respect. Okay,
mate. Good luck this weekend, and good to speak to you, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, just very quickly, Paul. Toby Warren, there's obviously no restriction on him playing. I just wondered from a Rhinos point of view how he's been getting on for you.
He's been really good. He's been, he's obviously a young lad who made his debut with us, so he's had to be propelled into the Super League arena from never experiencing it before. So he's certainly a good kid. He's got a great character and great potential. He's had a lot of exposure now to Super League, so we're really pleased with him. He's not the finished article by a long shot. But like I said before, he's got that. He's certainly got lots of potential.
Thanks, Paul. That'll do me. Thank you.
Thank you.
I was just essentially just going to ask how training has been, given the highs of the win and then the speculation over the last few days. Now you said you've only been training today, but I just wondered how training and the mindset has been within the group.
Training today was okay.